So within kind of the world of fitness and calisthenics, being able to do a muscle up is kind of a coveted thing. People struggle a lot when they're trying to get even their first one. And once you kind of get your first one down, it's a lot easier to kind of get it rolling and kind of scale it from there. So today we're going to be bringing you a quick video on some tips that we like to give out when we're trying to instruct on how to get that first muscle up. I actually had a few friends who started out not being able to do a single one, not even close to it. And we're trying to bring that to you guys here today. And I just want to throw out that, no matter what, nothing's going to come immediately. In the end, practice is key, guys. So keep that in mind as we go forward. But here we're going to be bringing you our how-to on how to do muscle ups. We'll see you in the gym. Before I even get into the details on the tutorial here, we're just going to start off by showing you a couple slow motion clips of us doing muscle ups. A lot of you might be visual learners, so it might just help just for you to see the technique as opposed to just me talking your ear off. So we're going to show a couple slow-mo clips here, and then we'll get into the real bulk of this tutorial. So I think the first part of the movement that you really need to get down is the swinging part, and also when to time it to where you actually start the movement. If you get to a certain level, you can kind of do it without any kind of swinging, just dead hang straight into a muscle up. When you're first starting, you're going to want to get a little bit of a swing, and the key to this is that so you don't want to be swinging too much. I would say just a light swing like this, kind of come forward with my body like this. So you can see I almost spring load myself using my lats by putting my body in front of myself and then coming back. So to kind of go into a little more detail there, when you're on that bottom part of the swing, when you go right underneath the bar, you're actually a little bit in front of it. You kind of let your body go a little bit in front of your limbs here, and that creates a little bit of almost like a spring tension. And from there you can kind of use that tension to pull yourself up. Okay, so that's the very first part of the motion. And the second part of the motion is learning how to turn your wrists over. So that's probably the biggest mistake that people make, is not knowing how to turn their wrists over. A lot of times you'll see people get to this point in the movement, where they can do a pull-up, but they kind of just get stuck right at the top there, and they can't really turn their wrists over. So it's important to understand that when you get to a point where your head comes above the bar, you really have to be able to turn your wrists over, and that's key. I mean, you can have as much energy, as much momentum and force as possible going up, but if you don't make that conversion, nothing's going to happen from there. So I brought along a friend with me tonight. This is Tony Molnar. He's actually the cameraman for most of our videos. He's one of the people I was talking about who actually went from not be able to do a muscle up at all. He was even struggling with a few pull-ups at one point to be able to do multiple in a row in one single set. He's gonna be talking about some strategies he used to be able to get to that first muscle up.
So like what Paul emphasized on is just learning from the basics. I remember when I couldn't even do a pull-up or a muscle up, and the best way I learned from it was you get a stool like this. You put 2 feet in it, and just get the motions down. And once you feel comfortable with two legs, you move on to one leg. All right, then once you feel confident with not using a band, you just want to move to a stool. You just really want to emphasize and getting the motions down. And then once you feel confident with just using the block and you're moving on, try doing a little jogging momentum jump. It's the best way I can explain. It's just kind of leaping into it and using momentum to pull yourself up.
All right, show us what it looks like then.
As you can see there, I kind of took 2 leaps and I was able to use the momentum to pull myself above the bar. The final stage is just doing a regular muscle up.
Nice, nice.
Another thing that might be able to help you is pretend you're doing an elbow to knee. So what I mean by that is when you're hanging, pretend you're doing elbow to knee, use that momentum to bring yourself up.
So I'd actually never heard of this elbow to knee concept for practicing the technique before Tony just told you guys right now. He was like, I want to throw this in. I was like, what are you talking about? So I actually tried it out myself, and it actually really is a good kind of concept to help you get the fundamental pull up down. So even just like envisioning it myself, obviously I can do a muscle up in the first place, but even just kind of thinking of that term, I noticed that it actually helped my form and made it a little easier for me. So once I hop up here, if I just think of getting momentum from my knee to my elbow and kind of pulling up like this, that right there alone kind of forms your technique on the movement and really helps you get it done. So like this, I really just think of bringing my knees to my elbows, and it kind of naturally pulls me up and back too. And then once I turn my wrists over, right here, this part's easy, guys. This part's nothing. Like anyone who can get to this point can do the final press ups. So that's not anything you gotta worry about. So right here, you're swinging, get a little bit of tension here, like we talked about earlier. Pull your body in front of your arms, right here, and then elbow to knee. There you go. That's it. Same thing. Come back down, swing, tension, elbow to knee. You're up. Alright guys, so that wraps up our muscle up tutorial video. I hope it helps you out. As I said earlier in my car, the most important factor in this is just practice. So at the end of the day, you can think in terms of technique, kind of the concept behind it as much as you want, but until you actually go to the gym and put hours in every day, every week, trying to get the form down, getting your pull-ups down, just getting the technique down, just working on it yourself, it's not going to happen. So I want to thank Tony for his filming help and for giving us a little demonstration on how he progressed from being able to basically not even be able to do a few pull-ups to be able to do multiple muscle-ups in a row. Really cool of him to stop by. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace out. So I'd actually never heard of this concept or kind of, what would you call it?
Elbow to knee.
I never actually heard of this whole concept of knee elbow.
Elbow to knee, knee to elbow. And the best way I learned from it was, you get a stool like this. You put 2 feet in it. Just working on the fundamental.